Case, I want to find out at a level of 7. Okay, so I find that level on my graph, and I come horizontally to my gradient line. Where it intersects with my gradient line, I'm going to come straight down to where it intersects with my fuck around line. Now there's going to tell me how much I have to fuck around to find out what I need to find out. See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. And also, if you stay down here and you never fuck around, you'll never find out. So I hope this lesson is helpful. Thank you.
What's happening with it? What's happening with it? You already know. Do like Mike does. Where is Mike at? I got to find Mike. So real quick recap, man, about yesterday. I'm kind of disappointed on yesterday. Do what he does. He smashed his like. You know what he does. Real quick recap, man. I was disappointed because I rewatched the live where we were driving out there and when we first got out there. And at some point, the freaking internet was cutting in and out. The stream was cutting in and out, which is not a problem because that's happened to me a lot of times covering the P3do case. Anywhere I go live and there's really bad internet, the stream doesn't end, but the live will pause and it'll say either end stream or check internet connection again. So you always hit check internet connection. It'll refresh and go back to the chat and the live. Each time I was doing that, though, it was different because I would hit refresh and I would see like Skunk in there. I'd see like 3 people instead of like 45 people. The difference is when I was covering the P3do case, I was looking at my phone a lot. And as soon as that would happen, I would hit try again. Versus I'm out here in Chomo Island and I was putting my phone down by my side. And then when I did look at it, I don't know how long it had been since it's been like that. So I believe that's why people, I believe when it reset to YouTube, it just cut off at the first bad Wi-Fi glitch, my guess. But I did interview a few people, and then I walked up on Noelle as she was talking to somebody. It was interesting, to say the least, out there. I'm really disappointed that the live did not record the first guy I walked up on. But I want to say, let's see who's in the house. We'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. Those people ain't budging. There's been too many YouTubers in there. The news has came from the YouTube videos made from there. But there's a lot of history there, man. I will say this, after leaving there and after doing the research, what I'm about to show you guys, that little section of the outskirts of Pahokee, Clewiston, whatever you want to call it, is the devil has roots there. 100% the devil has roots there. 100% the devil has roots there. No one can debate that with me, and I'll show you this today. And it's interesting. I have not seen this at all on the internet. This is all just through conversation that I had with people out there, figuring things out, Googling things while I was out there, and it all came to me. And learned a lot. Very weird though. Very weird to say the least. Got a lot of research to show you guys. A lot of research. Hey Matt and everyone, what's up? What's up, Mark? Sunshine. Everybody's good. Boomer, what's happening, Boomer? Dee Dee, what's going on? Mystical, how are you? Innocent until proven guilty. So right before I went live, what's up, crazy? Right before I went live, I got a really disturbing DM, and it has to do with an exploiter that covers summer. I'm not sure if I want to talk about it or not because I enjoy going out here. Look, this video won't do as well. None of the videos of Miracle Island will do as well as me, you know, debunking and clowning on one of these Summer Wells exploiters. I understand that, but I thought this was important and I want to get it out on the internet. It was good to get away from that whole saga of stuff because you get consumed in it. I try to help non-cannabis as much as I can. And unfortunately, once again, I've tried to give somebody credit and they ended up being a scumbag. So maybe at the end of me telling you all this stuff that we went through yesterday and the history and the real direction of this live, at the end of it, I'll do it. We'll cover it then. We'll do that because then I can take this live and clip it and make a video out of it and direct it at the scumbag. So we'll do it like that. I'm not going to start it with that. But Miracle Island, man, it's strange. The information on the internet, no matter what you Google or what YouTube video you're going to watch, you're going to come out, you're going to be, you can only learn so much. I thought it was interesting because I've always heard a rumor about this place that existed. Now, people are confused in the comments of that lives that there's a trailer park. That is a separate place that is in by Clearwater. Okay, we were far away from Clearwater yesterday. This is Miracle Island, a town that was built, a village that was built by sex offenders, ran by sex offenders. The problem is it's been around much before that. I uploaded an interview yesterday of an old lady that I ran into. She asked me I was walking down the street and she asked me if I could connect her karaoke machine. So we'll start with that, listen to what she says, and then I'm going to give you like the deep history of this place. It's like I said, the devil 100%. The devil resides here, man. The devil is in this place with no doubt. I mean, there's a lot of history of this place, and there's a lot of misinformation of this place. But before I play this, a lot of people don't realize. For me, it's interesting because what is this? A village of chomos? What the hell is this? Going out there, these people are in the boondocks, man, and they are not around nothing. Not around nothing. I will say though, driving to it, there's a school, but it's miles away. So within any like amount of square feet they got to stay away from, they're well within it. They're in the middle of nowhere. Sugarcane, cornfields all around it for miles and miles before you get to it, and it has a lot to do with the history of the place. But if you didn't catch that interview, man, let me play it. Play this video for you real fast. What happened? Wait. Why did I lose it? All right, hold on. I can't. I try to play it too big. Let's try it again. Actually, let me do this.
Village in Florida. It is a town that
What's up?
town that was built by sex offenders and it's ran by sex offenders. Really creepy. Let me show you around here real fast
What's up, Jack?
as I
What's up,
can explain this to you. When you go down this road, you're surrounded by cornfields to begin with.
Okay.
It's
So right here, man,
you're
all this
surrounded by
cornfield, all
miles
this
of this
shit. But
before
pay
you get to
attention
this
to
little
this thing
city.
about this up
Down
on the
that
screen.
street a bit, you have people who are not sex offenders. But as you pull up, the first thing that you're going to see in Miracle Village is very interesting. You see the USSC commissary.
Okay, this was interesting to me. I thought this was something with the military when I first pulled up. So I Googled it before I made this video. I Googled it, and it's the United States Sugarcane Negro Workers, and they lived in this village before any Chomos did. Okay, they're all migrant workers. So I started going down this wormhole before this live of all this information on who lived there before them. Why I did this is because as I was out there and in this video that we're watching, you're going to hear me run into an older black lady. Her eyes were like gray. They were like silverish gray. They were very weird looking. And when I was just walking, she just called me from the road. She was sitting on her porch. She might have been like 90. She's very old, but she was Jamaican. And this thing has a big history with migrant sugarcane. Look, people, this goes back to slavery days. This goes back to they were paying these people $1.80. They were beating these people. This is where they housed them. They were coming over from Jamaica, from Haiti, and they actually revolted and they set the shit on fire. The sugarcane fields on fire. Okay, this is their commissary shop where they can go spend their $1.80 a day and buy whatever goods they needed. It's just very strange. They have the people who this. What sucks is as I'm doing the research for this video, and I'll put all this on the screen. Is this lady that I interviewed? She was complaining to me about her rent, and she's worked there for 25 years. They did a massive lawsuit against the DOJ looked into this and did a massive lawsuit against the sugarcane corporations. And I feel bad. This lady missed out. You know, she should have got in on the lawsuit. I wish I would have known what I know now talking to her. But let me show it to you. It was creepy. It was weird. I'm going to tell you about a couple. I'm really pissed off that the live did not record this guy that I spoke with, man. Or at the very least, the first guy that I spoke with was very defensive and he wanted nothing to do with any cameras or nothing. He was very defensive. It could have at least got that, but it didn't. And then it cut off of me talking to this other guy, a couple houses down the street from him. It cut that completely off too. So I'll have to just tell you about these guys and how much time they were in prison for and stuff like that. I had a good angle at this because the two offenders that I did speak with, well, I spoke with three, but the one just was very defensive. I had an angle at this with prison, right? The second guy I spoke with was like standoffish. And I was like, oh, bro, you went to prison, right? He's like, yeah, I already know they did. Like, this is not, you don't get county jail for these offenses. So I'm like, oh, where were you? And I'm just naming the prisons that I've been on, that I was at. So it's like hook, line, and sinker. I had them there because chances are they either passed through the prisons I was at or heard of the stories of the stuff that happened at these places. So I knew if I threw the prison game at them, I had them. And it worked. It worked at the two that would give me time of day. But the problem is YouTubers went in here and Tyler made the news on this thing here. He's on Jesse Waters on Fox, where and they're just not having it, man. They know what's going on. They're hip and they're up on everything. So, but I got in there with, man, I just wish you guys could have seen it, but I'll tell you, I want to play this until the black lady, because it has a lot to do with the live. But watch, you see there's a condom on the floor. It's just weird that this building is still here. But let's have a look at it.
At first, when I was passing this, I thought that this was possibly something to do with the military. And I was like, what the hell? So I actually Googled it. And what I found out was this is either something to do with inmates in a prison commissary that used to be here, or possibly, which makes more sense, is the United Negro Federation for Sugarcane. So
please remember that until I'm going to play this video until I talk to the lady that I talked to, and then I'm going to show you all the receipts and the history of this place. But there comes a blip in the system of the research that could only be figured out through conversation out here, which I was told, and I'll fill that gap in. I figured this place out, y'all. I figured this place out.
Apparently, I don't know anything about this, but apparently, because this place is surrounded by corn and stuff, there's a lot of sugarcane workers here. You have, there was some type of establishment for blacks, and that might have been it. However, that's the first thing you see. So we'll take a tour over here. We'll walk this together.
I was so pissed when I see this condom.
So the next thing you see is the Dick Weatherlow Fellowship Hall, which is basically a prison breakfast and Bible thing. Here's a good shot of the place itself. Now, as you can see, this is the main entrance.
What's up, Yanni? Hey, Yanni.
Center. I'll get you the turn in here in a minute. People may think this is a big place.
Hey, look, I'm seeing a lot of people that I know support the Wells come in the chat. I'm talking about something completely different, but I do have an update. I like, for the people who support the Wells, I like to believe you're not gonna. Oh no, you're not gonna get me to stop saying this information. Whether I don't give a fuck. I got hotspot. I got hotspot. Nah, hell no. I'm gonna talk about this. Hell no. I put the hotspot on. Fuck you. Try to stop the live. Fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. Hell no. With the quickness. Blue hotspot. Bam. Hell no. So, for the people who coming in here for Summer Wells, I like to think that you are the same as me, and I try to keep you connected and up to date with all the shenanigan people. I'm going to talk about this history first because it's important live. We went out there. At the end of this, I'll give you another exploiter because I don't want you supporting them. Of course, with receipts. However, back to this. That's all I want to say to the end of the live. Back to this. As I'm walking around, I see a condom on the floor. So I instantly get pissed. Did it cut off and it come back right where we were, guys? I don't know what's going on. Did it cut off and come right back in? All right, let's get back to the video. Try Lotto. I'm going to talk about this. You try Lotto.
On this on the internet, but in all actuality, until you get out here, until you walk it, it's only about 4 to 5 streets. I just walked by something very disturbing, and I will show it to you. So it's called Miracle Village, but the one-on-one name of it is Pelican Village. But as I'm walking here, look down here. What is this, people? This is disturbing.
People, that's at the damn entrance, people. It's a used condom on the floor right next to the sign.
However, it's not a big place. You got 4 to 5 houses, sometimes 6 duplexes per streets. There's
Okay, so I thought about this and I'm wrong about this. In all actuality, I said in this video there's 30 to 35 houses in here. Double that. There's about 70. Because when I'm walking and doing the math in my head, I was thinking about one side of the street. So there's actually about 70 houses in here. Maybe 60 to 70.
5 streets. Houses are very small. There's an average size one there. So I'm sure people shared them or whatnot, have you. And this place is what it is. It is. My wife is talking to one right now. So I'll give you a.
So right there, I went that way. Noelle was talking to this dude. We'll get there in a little bit. And if you listen to this, I'm about to end it, and this lady out of nowhere calls me to help her.
There's 30 houses in here. I would say 30 to 35 with a church in the middle, a meeting. I'm not out here too much. Houses right now. There is no internet boxes. You can see a cable box right there.
Right here.
The problem is there's another cable box there. The problem is with that is everybody has internet on their phone. But I'm gonna
and she scared the shit out of me too. Watch it. She scares the shit out of me too. Watch.
One right there. I'm gonna walk around and see what I can do.
Hey, look.
Stay easy, man. Craziness.
Miracle Village.
Hey, what's up? Oh shit.
See? She scares the shit out of me.
How you doing?
Who's willing to tell me to come talk to him?
I can't hear you, ma'am. I can barely hear you. What do you need? You want me to hook something up for you? What do you need? How do you do it? Oh, you hook it up? Yeah, I can hook it up for you. You have the plug for it? Oh, yeah.
All I gotta do is push it.
You got all these cables all tangled up.
Innocent,
What
innocent, very, very good.
What you doing out here?
Innocent.
Why are you out here in Miracle Village?
I live here.
You live here? Is the rent cheap or something?
Hey, Confluence, how you doing? Thank you for posting. Also, thank you for posting your that information on Hawaii. I made a quick clip out of it, along with some other conspiracies regarding Hawaii. I gave you credit, and it was actually good information. Is this a pedophile that Miss Christine? Yes, this is
Hey, are you having internet issues? Because the internet's out.
I'm hotspotting it.
You're you're using your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just checking because the whole house, it says the whole area is shut out until over after 9 o'clock.
All right, y'all. I got to get through this live fast. I don't know how. I've never hotspotted a friggin' stream before, So, Miss Christine, yes, this is you guys think it's a pedophile village. I can't say that. Okay, pedophile. I don't know each person's individual circumstance, man. And I do know that there's probably somebody. Look, in Florida, there's something called Romeo and Juliet law. I'm not here, okay, for people who are 19 and they had a girlfriend that was 17 or 17 and they were 20. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who have done 15 years plus in prison. You don't get that for that. Okay. So if you're a subscriber and you have a son or something or daughter or whatever, I could care less about that incident. Matter of fact, in Florida, there's a law. It's called Florida Romeo and Juliet law. It prevents that from happening. Okay. But so I can't say it's a pedophile village, but I could say that everyone has sex offenses here. And the two people that I talked to, and I was pretty pissed off because I got them telling me how much time they did, and I'm so pissed about it that the live didn't catch it. But I'll tell you. But this is what I'll tell you about this place. I've been to prison twice. I know what happens to child molesters inside of prison. I actually spoke to one about that. All these guys in here are older guys. They fit the exact look of the guys in prison who really go through it. Okay, the first man I talked to is about 60 years old. He did 6 years in the chain gang. He was in Washington, very bad place. I know they beat his ass. I know they did. I've passed through Washington. It ain't nothing to play with. It ain't nothing to play with. I passed through Washington and I knew about Washington. And I was coming from a different prison up in the Panhandle. And my boys told me, man, hey, bro, walk a straight line when you're there. Them boys don't even play over there. Washington does not even play. So I was on my way home. And to get home, I had to go to South Florida. I'm all the way in North Florida. You had to take bus after bus after bus after bus. So you pass through all these prisons and spend a night or two there. But when I was at Washington, I was reading books. I'm not scared. If something happened, I would defend myself, of course, but I don't want to because I'm on the way home. So I was avoiding trouble, and I knew that this place was ratchet. He had to live there. So I know they took him through there. Right? But let me get to this lady right quick. I don't know how long we can do this. So let me get I'm hotspotting it.
Huh?
The rent sheet?
No. Oh, Lord, don't talk for no rent.
Uh-huh.
I ain't talking for no rent. We rent real high.
It's high.
Mm-hmm.
High on Pahokee, too, though.
Hmm?
Pahokee, it ain't that bad. It ain't that much different. And Pahokee,
This is Pelican Lake.
Yeah, I know. Here goes a microphone for your karaoke.
How am I in Pedophile Village doing a chore for somebody? I'm literally hooking up a karaoke machine. And how did I agree to this? But I'm glad that I did.
Let me give this to you. Right? Oh, you plug this in here with it?
That don't,
Hold
that
this
is
for me.
certain.
Yeah, but you know who lives out here and stuff like that. I mean, you don't care about it?
Huh?
I said, you know who stays out here.
Me and my husband.
Yeah, but like the sex offenders and stuff stay out here.
I work here.
Miss Christine, I get it. I just don't want
you were
to
here-
do
I
anybody.
work
That's all I'm
here
saying. I get it.
25
I get
years
it.
in the house. Me and some good ladies.
You were here before they built this.
I was paying rent before too.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the? Can I ask a question? Is that the United States Negro Sugarcane Foundation?
Yeah, we work in the U.S. Sugar. We hold a can.
Okay, y'all, this lady is about literally 80 and 90 years old. Just a very small, very old black lady. She's a very dark black lady. I'm not trying to be. I'm explaining it to you because I'm not going to show her to you. And I'm not going to show the camera at her because she's asking me for help. She's not a. Now, when I first walk up, I'm like, what is this lady? She had these silver gray eyes. It's something I've never seen before. But she was a very old Jamaican woman. And I asked her about the sign that I show you, that I Googled, the United States Sugarcane Negro Workers Federation. Okay, so I put 2 and 2 together really fast. This is an old lady. That's an old building. I just Googled it. I know that this happened in the 60s up until the 80s. She looks like she fits the exact timeline. She's super old. She's telling me she don't know I did all that. She's telling me she's worked there for 25 years. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, just chill, Matt. Forget about the creepy eyes. She's just an old lady. But on the other hand, I'm like, man, her husband might be a weirdo. But I'm like, nah, no, there's no way. What? There's no way. This lady's been working here 25 years. Okay? And she was defenseless and all that, man. What she tells me, if you can't understand her, I'm asking her, like, why do you live here? She's like, I've been here a long time. And I'm like, well, what about the weirdos? She's like, oh, I've been seeing them with the box on their leg. And I'm like, small talking and stuff. I'm like, well, but, how do you feel about it? She's like, look here. The main person up in here told them, don't be talking to people who stay here already. So the guy that owns it, which we'll get to in a second, told each person who comes in the rent, leave existing people who live here alone. Now, this, I think, clears up a lot of misconception about what I thought before I'm going out there. I'm thinking there's families willing to move in here with these people. Now, I have no idea, but I don't think so. I think that there's people that were living here, and because of what happened in the history here, they left, some stayed, and then I'll explain how I know somebody bought it, and what we see today is what we see today. We'll play the rest of this real fast.
So I didn't work because I work in the camp. But people hold the can,
Yeah.
cut it, and then it, all the mans from the West Indies cut it.
See if it cut on. It's on now.
It's very expensive.
Let's see. Off, on, and on. There you go. Right there. It's on. So all you gotta do is plug that into. Let me see it. You want to plug it in?
Yeah. Nah, you got it fixed.
I'm gonna get you right. But I'm saying, like, like who stays out here and all that, right? Like
I've been here 25 years. I work.
Yeah, but the sex offenders stay out here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these people got sex offenses, touching kids and stuff. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
What?
You know that? A lot of these people, they got sex offenses. These people that live out here, not everybody, but most.
All right, I had to get one off, y'all. When I hooked the thing up, I had to get one off on the camera. Don't get mad. I didn't hit him with the checking 1 2 1 2. I hit him with a show.
Most of them. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I don't know everybody.
Hello. Jomos. Jomos. So that's good. That's good there. But yeah, I'm saying, but look at the cat.
Yeah, they had chicken.
So you just been out here forever.
I've been here. I worked 25 years here.
I like Grandma, and I think I'm nailing it right on the head with what I'm about to show you. Just notice one thing though. I help her. She don't know me. Small talking to her. Why didn't I get a first name or a name? That's my only kind of like. And I'm probably overthinking it, people. She might not even heard me. But let's have a listen to see at the end of it. But why didn't you get a first name?
I come from Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, Savannah. Okay.
And I come here. Then I started working. Then I get married. And me and my husband work here.
How do you feel like when all these people start moving in here with all this sex offenses? They got to stay out.
People move over here now. I see people have them thing on their foot.
No, I'm saying like
them black things on their foot.
Yeah. You are good. You've been here from a long time ago because
I ain't never been here.
No, I know that, Mom.
No.
But I know that.
Oh,
but how do you feel like living around these people?
They don't bother me. The big head people tell them.
Big head people tell them.
And they don't bother.
Right on.
They don't bother.
Right on.
They go on and tend to their business. And we don't bother. I don't say nothing. They don't say nothing to you. They'll hear at you, Mike. Some might, but they don't bother you.
Right on.
They get in there. Oh,
Well, that's
they ain't
good.
gonna
That's
bother
good.
you.
That's good. You good though? It's so just
Thank you, sir.
leave it like that. So you got your microphone there.
Uh-huh.
I think the CD might be skipping.
The old lady,
That could
old
plug in
lady.
too though. That microphone. You want that one in too?
Very
it's
old.
Both of
okay.
them?
Thank you.
Very old lady.
It's no problem, man. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. You have a good day.
Yeah, you
So
too.
you've been here since the sugarcane
25,
days.
I work here 25 years
20
cleaning the houses for the vans will work cutting sugar cane.
Man.
25
They gotta
years.
give you some. They gotta give you a big discount on the rent. Then you've been here forever.
They ain't
Shit.
give me nothing. Them people real high.
Real high.
Too high.
I don't bother.
All right. You
The
take it.
guard, the only one can take care of it.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Take it easy.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Okay.
What is it? I'm Matt.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
God, the only
going.
one could take care of it.
That's okay. You might not have heard me. I don't want to think it. It's just a sweet old lady. Okay. Now I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure I've got this figured out. So here's what I'm so pissed about the live. Again, that's the second video I did out there. I'm live as we're driving there. I get there. The live is fine. As soon as I get out the car, I talk to two people. I'm so pissed. Again, this has happened when I'm out in the P3do case. The live will glitch. It'll say end stream or try again. You just hit try again. It refreshes. Your chat's back and the live goes. I don't know what happened. And I was so pissed. I watched that live readback and I'm like, man, I didn't get that dude's interview. But here's what happened. Get out the car, walking down the street with Noel. The first guy is very defensive. He was probably the youngest guy out there. I was like, hey, what's up, man? This is my approach at this. Use my prison experience because I know they all went to prison. These other YouTubers that went out there, they can't get them like that. Okay, that's a comfort level because I'm gonna say that I've been to prison. And I said, and my next angle was I write a blog because I don't want people thinking video or pictures, and it was perfect. So I go to the one guy. I say, hey, man, what's happening, man? Been hearing about this, bro. He's just like, oh, no, I don't want to talk. Then he starts yelling at me, but he's like getting tough with it. And as he's running in his house, he's like, I don't have to answer any questions. I was like, he's like, this is private property. You got to go check in. I'm like, bro. I'm not the media, bro. I'm not the media. I write a blog. I'm like, fuck the media. He's like, I don't have to answer your questions. I'm like, of course you don't. You don't have to do anything. I'm like, all right, bro, let's forget about it. So I start walking away. I don't know what his deal was. Okay, but he was not having it. Okay, it was when I got to the second guy that I figured out why that dude was like that. The second guy now was already outside his house. He had to be about 60 years old. His name was well, let me not say his name. We'll call him Pedro. So he's outside of the house, and I'm like, what's happening, man? He's an older dude. I'm like, what's happening? I write a blog. That was a good thinking as I'm there, but these dudes been locked up so much, and they really ain't supposed to be on a phone like that. They don't even know what a blog is. So, I didn't think of this till afterwards, but I'm talking like Chinese to them, right? I'm like, what's up, man? Let me just ask a couple questions, man. I'm just trying to get the real deal atmosphere here, show people who you really are. He's like, well, I don't know. There was a YouTuber in here, and they were taking pictures of us, and they were posting it on the internet. I'm like, nah, man. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. I write a blog. And he's just like, no. He's like, I did something bad a long time ago. I paid the cost for it. I paid the price for it. He's like, I'm just trying to live my life now. I said, oh, okay. I said, what'd you do? And he was like, I'm like, where are you at? What prison were you at? I felt the backtrack. So I'm like, oh, what prison were you at? He was like looking at me. I'm like, oh, I've been to Hamilton. He's like, oh, you were at Hamilton? Got him. So I'm like, yeah, bro, Hamilton before the riot in 06, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, I was also at Holmes, this and that. All these dudes were they were all in the same region of the prison systems that I resided in. No, not the same prisons, but Florida's so big, it's got 4 or 5 different regions. Like 6 or 7 counties make up region 1. And a different select 6 or 7 counties make up region 2, then region 3, then region 4. I was way up there by Georgia, in whatever region that is. But he knew the prisons that I was at. The one guy I'm telling you about, Washington, was in the same region that I was at. This guy is saying he was at Franklin. Ratchet, straight ratchet. That's where my buddy Paul Wall died at. Straight ratchet. Okay. Straight ratchet. So I'm like, bro, you were at Franklin? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, man. In my head, I'm like, man, you weren't. You must have said 2 words the whole entire time. So
I need to get into that.
So I'm talking to him, Pedro, and he tells me he's did some time. Hey, watch what you're doing, man. I got Bluetooth going. Let me see that.
I did not even see that was attached. I apologize. Oh my God, I'm sorry. That was not meant to happen.
I'm going to lose it.
I didn't realize that was attached to this. I had no clue. I didn't see the wire. Gee whiz. I know, girl. I was doing the aftermath. I had no clue.
All right. So I'm talking to this dude. He's telling me he did some time in, but he got an ass load of probation to do on the outside. And I'm like, what'd you do? He's like, I did something stupid. I'm like, all right. So I'm just really getting the feel of things. Okay. The dude, to be honest with you, to be completely honest with you, the guy was all right to speak with. Okay. Now, I'm sure if I looked up what his offense was, okay, knowing the amount of time that he served, I would feel in a completely different way. Okay. But I'm just trying to talk to the guy or anyone I can talk to. We bend the street, get a bunch of no's, get a bunch of cold shoulders. What this guy was talking about wasn't Tyler. Tyler was the guy you saw on Jesse Waters, okay? Another set of YouTubers went in there, and I don't know what they did, but between both those people, they pissed the entire village off. They know people are going to go in there and make videos, and they all are not answering no questions. Here's what you should know, though. Some positive came from the news footage of Jesse Waters. Another man we talked to, okay, I'm not going to say his name, said that because of that, 2 big organizations contacted them and are helping them with resources. Okay. I don't think any YouTuber is going to go in there and get this dramatic coverage. It's just not going to happen. They know what's happening. They're just trying to live their life. Okay. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Okay. It is what it is. People may say this is disgusting. How could it? Look here, man. This shit's out in the boondocks, people. Out in the boondocks. Okay. They already know. Now, I will tell you this. Innocent until proven guilty, you're very key on key things. Some of them have cell phones. 100%. 1,000%. The problem is with this place is they want you to check in before you start walking around. There's a big church in the middle of this thing here. Remember, I'm about to show you the history of this place and what happened, how they're there. No one's there. No one's there. I did see the Amazon doorbell though, but no one's there. As you walk around, people are waving at you, but it's not a big place. It's not a big place. And all these people work together in the sugarcane industry. These guys live together and work together. So before you get so mad about this, understand this. Before them was that black woman that I interviewed and migrant workers who were getting paid $1.80 per day. I'm about to show you. This place was flooded with migrant workers back in the day. The DOJ ended up suing the sugarcane industry. Let me show you some stuff. It's kind of weird to learn that at one point, Florida used slave labor to do their sugarcane industry.
Did she say how many years ago that was?
No, but I got it here. And then once you learn that the sugarcane industry is getting replaced with sex offenders, it makes you understand that the only thing that changed is color, just black to white. I mean, there was all races in there, but now this corporation used migrant people from Jamaica, from Haiti. I never knew this. I've been in Florida my whole life. And now they just take advantage of people who know that they can't get work like that. They can't live wherever they want. So they know that these people will live here, and they know they can pay them whatever the fuck they want to pay them. Most of them do. Most of them do. If you watch the documentary, most of them do. I did my research on this. Let me show you some things here. Thank you, Confluence. I really appreciate that. Let me show you the history of this as far as what happened in the beginning, that USSC. Let me show you what's happening here, man. It's really weird, people. This is why I say the devil is in this place heavy. The devil's been in this place a long time. Look, man, there came a point where these black migrant workers were getting treated so unfairly, they burnt the fields down in Florida. They burnt the shit down. They're only getting $1.80 per day. And now, you know who works there. But before I show you this, the second guy we talked to, who told us about the YouTubers coming in here, this and that, not going to say his name because, hey, he gave us time or day to talk to, man, and it is what it is. I'll tell you this, got almost 2 decades in prison, okay? Almost 2 decades in prison, okay? However, it's through conversations that you learn after the migrant workers in the sugarcane industry fled here and got out of here. There become a period in between sex offender village and migrant workers of sugarcane that somebody did something, and somebody from the church bought it. All that shit, bought it. They were renting it out, halfway houses and this and that, people with charges, and then they were no more. And that's what you see today. So it went from slaves to the church to them. This is why there's a big church in the middle, and migrant workers have faith. They got to be able to go pray. Of course, someone from the church is going to buy this land because there's a church right there. And then if you watch documentaries on this place, you see there's a woman pastor there, a man pastor. They weren't there when we went, but let me show you the history of this place, man. So who owns it now? Who owns it now is a pastor who bought it from another pastor, and he lets people like this rent out. It's not near a city, really. Kind of, but not really. It's way out in the middle of nowhere. If you watched the live to me walking out there, man, or driving out there, it's shit. There's fields, a number of fields. Let me show you this shit, though. This shit gets crazy. Watch this. So this is the United States. Remember, I showed you guys that thing in the very beginning of the video. The USSC, United States Sugar Corporation Village for Negro Workers in Cane Fields, Clewiston, Florida. Notice that village, it's the the sex offender village. This is the village of Vernigo. They never dropped that word village. But here you have it, people. These are the houses. These are the small little dirt roads before they're paved, right here. This is the same area we were yesterday. This is back before they had this massive lawsuit. Hold on, let me get something else. Let me show you something else. Wait, a lot to show you here. So that was that. Hold on, watch this. So this is a, here goes a lawsuit that was filed. National Association for the Advancement of Colored People versus United States Sugar Corporation. I'll share this link in the in 1982, this and that. This tale of government regulation, grower certification, and perpetual litigation began with apples, and then came to sugar, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It's a very long thing. I'm not going to read it, but I will read this here. Let me get this link in the chat for you. Check this out, though. This gets wild, people. This gets wild. There goes a link if you want to check it out. Hold on, watch this. Sugar field burning plagues poor Florida towns with suit. But what it says is underneath it, hold on, let me get to that article. Where's that article at? Right. Yeah, right here. So this is going to tell you a little bit about it. It's from the New York Times. No, get this shit out of here. I wasn't subscribing to this shit. What the hell is this? Nobody wants this shit. Get out of here. Oh, you gotta pay for the fucking Times? What is this shit? Hold on. Oh, let me do something else. Can y'all hear this? Hold on.
It was a David and Goliath story in the sugarcane fields of South Florida. Big corporations getting rich while migrant workers risked their lives to sweeten the food on your table. In the 1980s and 90s, thousands of workers from Jamaica mostly came to Belle Glade, Florida each year to cut sugarcane by hand. Here's how the sugar industry described it.
Every year, the farmers try to recruit Americans.
That lady was Jamaican, man. That lady that I talked to. That lady been there forever, people. Forever.
American labor, but there are few takers. The job is simply too demanding. Muscles ache, sweat burns the eyes, and untrained hands blister in minutes. But to watch a West Indian wield his knife is to see a century-old art.
That was corporate propaganda at its best, according to a new podcast called Big Sugar. And our colleague, Celeste Headley, is the host of that podcast. Celeste, welcome. It's good to have you today on the other side of the microphone.
Thanks so much for having me.
Well, why don't you take us to a place where so much of the sugar in this country is produced, Belle Glade, Florida, just a few miles from the glitz and the glamour of West Palm Beach. What is it like there?
I'm so glad that you mentioned that it's only a few miles away from West Palm, because we visited both places on the same day, and it was really a shock going from these homes that cost tens of millions with yachts behind them that cost also tens of millions. And then you go to Belle Glade and you see desperate poverty. We traveled to an elementary school where the sugarcane fields were burning right next to the elementary school. And as I parked my car and got out, I was covered in ash. Walked behind a little store and talked with some of.
I don't want to rip off this podcast. I don't want to play too much and get copyright or something. I dropped the link in the chat. Damn, there's a freaking photo I want to show you. I don't want to go to my phone because it's running the live. Let me try to do this one more time. Freaking New York Times. This is important, man. Damn, it pisses me off. Hold on. Let's try this one more time. The barbaric history of the sugar. Come on, New York Times, tighten up. Are you serious? I'm not paying $1. I don't pay $1 for no media. Get your bitch ass out of here. Get out of here. Come on, man. Get out of here with this fucking shit. Anyway, I don't know, man. It's pissing me off is what it's doing. Whatever. They have some stories. They show more pictures of where I was. It's just crazy, man. Look, they used slave labor, migrant workers. Okay. I'm sure there's a few other people in that village that are as old as that lady. But nowadays it's just sex offenders. I tried to get an interview from people who live the closest to that village. Okay. The problem is it was like a young dude, a jit, and he was super high. Okay. And I don't know, he got scared. He's like, oh, you got a YouTube? I'm like, yeah. He's like, how many subscribers? I'm like, I don't know, it's close to 15,000. He's like, oh shit, I'm subscribed to you. I'm like, yeah, my wife too. I'm subscribed to her too. But then I went to the store, come back, and he's like got cold feet. So the people there, man, they just it's out of sight, out of mind. Like the shit's down a road. It's down a road. And the village people, man, they know that YouTubers are trying to go up in here and get it for the channels and whatever have you. And they feel like they got done dirty. I don't know who did what and pissed who off, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Them dudes are willing to talk to you, though. They just are automatically. Here's the thing, okay? It's not that they're so much worried about YouTubers. Because of YouTubers going in there, the media has got a hold of these clips, learning about this miracle village, and drove in there and shooting everything. Okay? The media has gone in here. And here's what I think is going on. These dudes are in a secluded friggin' little village, ducked off in this wooded thing, okay, that's in the boondocks. And they're like living and working, and they're like, man, out of sight, out of mind type shit. And then here comes the internet, and now the news crews are in there, and they're like, they don't know how to take it. It's back like they were in prison. In prison, and I talked about this with one of them, because there's no way you can deny it. Man, y'all go through it. Y'all go through it in prison. Y'all go through it. Y'all go through it. Someone has a bad day, they're whooping your ass. But it's the same type of thing here. In prison, you learn somebody is a sex offender, or if they harmed a child, his time just got 50 times harder. Because he's getting his ass drugged all the time. You don't know when someone's picked the phone up and has a death in the family, and they're serving 10, 15 years. They hang the phone up. They're mad they're in prison. They can't go to the funeral. They're going to beat the shit out that dude. He don't even see it coming. He might get killed. Seen it happen. Seen it happen. It's the same thing here. They are in the dorm, hiding their paperwork, lying about why they're in prison. But now they're in this little village. They don't want anybody knowing. This is what it reminded me of. This is what it reminded me of. But the weird thing is the history of this place. I never knew that about Florida. I never knew that these people got, there's a massive lawsuit, which I wanted to show you, but I'm not subscribed to the New York Times. Fuck that. They do a lot of shenanigans. They do a lot of lies, a lot of smears, a lot of misinformation. This is, they're giving you the court documents. I'm not going to subscribe to any friggin' media industry that only tells me how the Orange Man is a horrible person, but never does any stories on the other president. What about the 20 million he got when he was vice president, though? But what about you? How come there's no stories about this? I don't care that he's got an orange cock. You keep writing about it. I want to hear both sides. I'm not paying for that. And they like the orange cock. They like it. almost like the guys in the village do. They kind of remind me of the same thing. But the thing about it is, there's a massive lawsuit here. Okay, these people got tried. You know, this place is a village of this. The devil resides here. The devil was there when these people are getting beat and paid $1.80 per day. Okay, these people have to light the fields on fire, escape. Okay, bad. Escaping their countries to come here for work and getting tried. And now you see what you have here now. But what I will say, as much as the devil is at this place, as much as the devil has been in this place, so is God. There's a church in the middle of it. I'm not saying everybody there's holy, but I think that people try to get people saved. That's my whole recap on the thing. It was weird. It was learning experience because it was interesting, people. It was interesting. Didn't know that. Just did a video. Confluence. Miss Kate was in here. On her channel, she releases. She posted some pictures of the governor of Hawaii. Days before the fires happened, he declared as a law that if and when a natural disaster occurs, the Hawaiian government can do what they want with the land before the fires happen. And in the video, it's in my members now, I also show you helicopter footage of Hawaii, because as you know, Hawaii got devastated, destroyed. What you may not know, or what you may not have seen, is helicopter footage showing the elite of Hawaii, the big money rich people. Their house is right on the water, flawless. Directly behind their houses, destroyed. Nobody, none of the elite of Hawaii got $1 in damage. The regular people can't do insurance claims, can't do nothing. They're probably going to lose their land. Biden gives them 700. The 700. You had a house, here goes to 700. Giving Ukraine all this money. What about our people? What about our people? I don't care about the orange man. What about our people? But he got arrested. I don't care that Trump got arrested. Because I do know if Trump was in there, he'd give way more than 700. You keep telling me about this guy's bad, he's getting arrested, all these fake indictments. I don't care. Nobody cares. We want you to help our people. It's getting crazy. The video is in the members. I'll let it go publicly for everybody, a couple days. But here's what I will show you, man. It's regarding summer wells that I just learned. So there has been a quite the talk here lately of these these blip boards, these new billboards. And I have been like, you know what? You know, I think it's a good idea. And it is. When these billboards first happened, I was pretty excited that people were paying for them. I didn't exactly know that they were digital billboards and this and that. I have came to realize that these digital billboards are very inexpensive compared to another billboard, which, and let's keep it real. These billboards have a lot of scams involved with them and this and that. Meat Potatoes I was just happy to hear about these billboards. Miss Harmony was the one who brought it to my attention. I shared her post. I was very happy about it. Shout out to Miss Harmony. And I talked about this, and I even did not know who was behind the billboards. But this is true crime, and people will, and they're going to find out. And that's just what happened. I come to learn that somebody named Vern was behind the billboards. And Vern does a lot of good work on Twitter. Now, I didn't stop to do the research to see how much Vern's, what his good work was, this and that. I just knew that Vern did a billboard and got this thing moving. And because of that, other channels have picked up the what's the word I'm looking for? Not the motivation, but picked up this, not the steamroll, but they've picked up the friggin' excitement, and they've started to do their own. But who is Vern? What is Vern's good work? We'll have to show you that. Vern has even came by the channel after after I said all this. I really hate saying anything. I don't know Vern, but I'm glad that he did billboards, and I gave whoever was responsible for the billboards a shout out. And then he commented on my video, which I thus took a screenshot of, and then I made a community post. I'm sure some of my supporters went even further and may have followed and supported this guy after the fact. I'm sure of that. This is why I hate giving anyone any recognition unless I truly know them on YouTube. Because once again, I've been burned. I've promoted a scumbag. And that's what I'll show you. Here's Vern and his great work on Twitter. Vern says, Summer Wells was being sold, but it was only meant to be for an hour at a time. She was sold so many, always returned. Until June 15th, 2021, more at 8 p.m. Now, what the hell does that mean? Now, what the hell does that mean? And that is complete garbage. There's nothing factual you can base that claim off of. Here, I cannot stand
I'm gonna go around you.
people sexualizing a little girl that's missing over a fucking stupid conspiracy theory that you think is true. It's disgusting, people. It is disgusting. It is fucking disgusting. Of course, Bex. So he basically, in so many words, I didn't see that checking. So basically, this guy, Vern, who I did praise, I don't know the guy, and that was my first mistake. So you have, what information, what facts could you produce anyone at 8 p.m.? You're basically saying Summer Wells was prostituted out. What I really despise these people who all they do is over sexualize Summer Wells for their own following on Twitter or YouTube channels. You are a sick fuck. You're the one that thought about that. You thought that in your head. You had to think about how to spell each word as you then typed it and then hit post. So you were thinking that. You were the one who had that thought. There's nothing you can produce that's going to prove anything of that nature true. How do you people have become obsessed with the Summer Wells case. I am grateful that this idiot did a billboard for Summer. And for the record, I could care less even about the last one that all the scams and shit were involved in. I don't give a shit about any of that. The more billboards up, the better it is. I don't care. Just keeping it real. The way I see it, you either have scumbag billboards or nothing. But this guy, Vern, you've been in my comments. You must not know, Vern. I will go to Amazon and buy. You are now in the parody spin. You are now in the parody spin. What would make you say something like this? You have absolutely no facts about this. This is not being an advocate for Summer. This is not helping Summer. This is disgusting. And I question you as a man who would think about these things and type these things and then post these things. What you could only go at 8 o'clock, whatever this was. At 8 o'clock, whatever this was, you could only speculate and think. But you still thought about Summer Wells being prostituted. So, to all these YouTubers that do this to Summer Wells, you're trying your hardest to make. I'm assuming that what you're trying to say is that Don was selling her hourly. Okay? You all have the same narrative. When the true fact is, you are the real sicko. You are the real sicko. You have thought about this 7-year-old girl being sold. And you also want to tell your thoughts to your followers, and you want your thoughts and what you think and what your thinking is to be blamed and to be Don to be faulted. If Don is even the person who you're accusing of, the real thing is you're the sicko. You're the weirdo. I have never, that has never crossed my mind. I have never thought of that. I have never thought of that. Nor do I want to. That makes absolutely no sense. Let's just say that I have it all wrong and Vern has it all right. Just that stupid post that you wrote. How would you know this versus the FBI? How? You're literally stating that by the hour she's rented. So you're saying that there's transactions and you're saying that there's phone calls. What part of data don't you understand? Where's the data where the FBI, the real police, they can actually figure out, was it Bitcoin transactions? Was it a Cash App? It's all data. It's all data. And there is no data to anything that you're saying. You're a piece of shit because you probably got that billboard put up and people who follow you and believe this shit. And this is why I don't care. What am I going to get mad about that? I talk about people who hate Don and Candace Wells so much all the time. And on this one, I have to laugh that they got suckered into buying a billboard, but I'm not mad at him. I'm happy it's up. Justin Live. Who is that weirdo? I'm going to clip this, Miss Christine. I'm going to clip it. I'm going to clip it. And I'm going to put it out there on YouTube. The last 4 minutes or whatever I've been talking about this weirdo, I will clip it. Vern belongs in that village. Let's keep it real. Yep, me too, Miss Christine. I understand what you're saying. Somebody that I trust very much sent me this screenshot. So and you can't deny it's not him. It just sucks that the guy came in my comments out of nowhere and was like, thanks for, I was the one who sponsored this and that. And for that, I do think that he's good. But I really get tired of people, they have gone to desperate measures with Summer Wells. And it's just pathetic, man. Some of the stuff you see on YouTube. People, maybe, I'm going to say this. Maybe, just maybe, what happened to Summer Wells is exactly what happened to Summer Wells. Maybe it's really not all that difficult. Maybe what TDI has said and what the parents' timeline is just what happened. Why do I say that? There's many other cases just like it that's happened before. Now, people are going to watch this and say that I'm crazy, right? Not really. It's actually the most logical thing on YouTube. Any of these YouTube theories and these people who hate the Wells, everything they say is automatic. It's all debunked. It's all can be debunked. Back to the data. The data is so important in true crime. A long time ago, I used to say, why do all these missing kid cases, when they get found, there's no phone? Where's the phone? Gabby, no phone. Kylie Rodney, no phone. Oh, there's articles about things out for phone, but it was never found. The missing people with no phone, they always don't have a phone. Why is that? That's all the data. That's the whole information, right? I spoke about this in detail a long time ago. I say that because the data is everything. You watch these tragedy pimps, it's laughable about their theories. But with Summer Wells, they have the data. They have the phone. They got both phones. They know everywhere the parents were. 2 months before she left missing and 2 months after she was missing. They know every phone call, every text, everything, the GPS, everything. That they don't have in Kylie and the phone is so important. The data is so important. It is the first thing the police do. Nowadays, in burglaries and shit, they want your Amazon Ring doorbell cloud if you are a victim. The police have it easy now. We're turning into a big brother society if you don't know. Look what the CCP does. There's cameras. You can't beat technology. Technology's booming. The technology's booming. You can't stop it. You have to roll with it, which is a whole different conspiracy to go down with. But you have to keep up with it. Russia's president, Mr. Putin, said the first country to conquer AI in war wins the world. And that's all you have to know to understand technology. But with police, they got it easy now. They used to go to the crime scenes and write the tips down and write shit down and go investigate people. They don't do that shit now. They just tap into your DMs, your Facebook. They do it all from right here with a mouse and a monitor. There is no old school detective work. But these people know this in true crime. I just think a lot of people don't understand how policing works. Their theories are ridiculous. It legally doesn't make any sense. Legally. It makes absolutely no sense. Including this one with Vern. But hey, man, fuck Vern. Until the next one, man, I'm jumping off here. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. And I don't want to get too tangled up in that nonsense because I always end up roasting these people and debunking these people. Still don't know how I feel about Miss Daisy. She don't have to toughen up for me to go over there because something's fishy. None of them are here for summer. Absolutely. Yes, Anderson, yes. 100%. I 1000% believe that, Bex. 1000%. You know, there's a video on TED Talks. TED Talks is a good YouTube channel. It's kind of on the left, but it's a whole bunch of smart people who come to this place, and with 18 minutes or less, they give you a speech. It's a very, very good Civil War speech. You should check out on a channel called TED Talks. But there's also a guy who's been talking about AI for years. Elon Musk has said we have to control this. Many scholars have written a letter. We have to control this. There's this one guy who signed the letter, yeah, but for years and decades, he's like, look, we're all gonna die. We're dead. We're all just dead. And he did a speech at TED Talks. It's worth listening to. Forget his name, but he's just like, we're done. And he specifically works with AI for years. He's like, we're dead. We're just dead. Check it out. TED Talks. Name of the channel. It's called TED Talks. Somebody took her. It's not that hard. You have data behind that. Documented police. People are just dumb, man. People aren't dumb. People aren't dumb. I take that back. People want to entertain a conspiracy theory. Look, for what it's worth, the Hawaiian fires, I think there's a little shenanigans there. I made a video. But you can't, and look, with true crime, you can entertain a conspiracy theory. There's nothing wrong with that. You cross the line when you're entertaining a conspiracy theory and you're attacking parents who you don't know if they're grieving. You don't know what their psyche is. But for to entertain your conspiracy theory, for you to attack them, that's not healthy. You know, God forbid, what if one of them committed suicide one day? You know what would happen? These people would keep going. You think that's a game? You know, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But I'm just saying, they wouldn't stop. No way. No way. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump off here, man. I don't know what's up with this internet. It's clicking. All right. Noelle's going to give her own little rundown, she says. She talked to the one dude for a lengthy time. I'm not trying to smut anybody that we talked to out there. I'm just giving you the history of that place and a little bit of really what's happening out there. No problem, Debbie. People believe what they want, but this reaching like Pete Pergarden and Justin and the way they attack the parents I just said that is, yeah. Justin's an idiot, man. He's a simp for Molly. He's a loser. Of course, they deserve more respect, babe. I can't. P3do's. I believe that too, Boomer. No problem. Miss Harmony, what's happening? Mama Bear. Hey, no problem, man. I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna jump off here though. I'm running off my phone, y'all. I'll post the links in the description to this that I showed everybody. Do the research. It's crazy history of Florida. It's weird. Just know whenever you buy some sugar, if it comes from Belgrade or Clewiston or Pahokee, just remember this live. Until the next one.